Hey everybody, this is Chris at Reptiles. Thank you for joining me once again. The man who needs a haircut. I need a haircut so bad, but there's no place to get a haircut here in Washington State, and I am starting to drive myself crazy. I have to slick it down for the video because it's poofing out everywhere. I cut my hair about every 2 to 3 weeks, and I keep it short and high and tight, and now it's starting to poof out and it's driving me absolutely crazy. Anyways, let's get back to the video. If you guys are new here, please consider liking and subscribing and hitting that notification bell. What that notification bell does for you is keep you in the loop of all my upcoming videos. I do release videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. But what that notification will do is give you a heads up, say, hey, my video's out, check it out. Also, all I ask is if you do get anything from my videos, please like. That's all I ask, and I do appreciate it. So let's get started. Today I want to talk about something that I've talked about a little bit, but I haven't talked about a lot, and that's how to be successful breeding ball pythons or whatever you're doing. Even if you have the right equipment, the money you need, and everything to start up, there's a lot more than that involved with breeding ball pythons. It's going to be a lot to do with your personality, the way you think, the way you do things. So let's get started. It might sound a little cliche and like I'm trying to be a motivational speaker, but it actually really is true when it comes to success. There's some things that your mindset makes a big deal. So let's go down some of the things that I think are really important that I've learned over this time. Anyways, if you guys don't know me, you guys haven't watched my other videos, my name is Chris Willis, aka Zenwork. It's a nickname that I got growing up. I've been breeding reptiles since '99. So there's 3 things in this world that I really enjoy. Animals, mostly reptiles, music. I am super eclectic. I listen from anything from country to bluegrass to hard rock to, extreme hard rock to classical. I actually do play 2 instruments. I play the bass and I do play the piano. If you're listening to Pavarotti, I will definitely listen to it. I love it. Or you can listen to Slipknot. That's how extreme my music is. I listen to everything. I love everything. If you listen to bluegrass, I love that too. I'm a music nut and I like everything. I like everybody's different culture and different ways to express their music. Also, I love gaming and I do like video games. I don't play them as much as I used to, but I used to play video games a lot, and I also love board gaming. I even opened a board game shop for a long time and it was actually successful. It just wasn't what I wanted to do when I found out after I did it. It's actually making pretty good money, but I realized it's not something I want to do the rest of my life. So I've done lots of things in my life, tried lots of things, and I failed a lot of things. And the one thing that makes me different than most people is I'm not afraid to fail. Failing is part of life. There's people that actually say that failing is on the same path as success. Definitely don't be afraid to fail. So you're thinking about starting a business or ball pythons or something like that. Don't be afraid to think big. There's nothing wrong with thinking that, down the road I'm going to be as big as Justin Kaboka or Billy Rose or these other guys. There's nothing wrong with thinking that. That's the way you should think. That's the way you should think that you can do just as much. That's very important that you think highly of your abilities and what you can do. This is a key one that a lot of people don't realize, that breeding ball pythons or whatever you're doing, or reptiles, or whatever business you're thinking about doing, a main thing you have to do is love what you're doing. So I think personally you can pretty much make anything you want successful and make money doing it, is if you actually love doing it. I have friends that actually make a living playing video games. I have friends that do that jobs that are not normal to the normal people. They don't go to do their 9 to 5 time and they still are successful because it's what they want to do and they love to do it and they were driven to do that. So if you're breeding reptiles and ball pythons and you don't love what you're doing, you are setting yourself up to fail, because there's lots of ways to make money, lots of ways to be successful, but you need to love what you're doing. That is one of the key points I can't stress enough. Also, I'm going to talk about again that don't be afraid to fail. I failed quite a few times in my lifetime, and I think I'm pretty successful with my ball python business and other things I've done. I've actually had quite a few successful businesses. It's just not what I wanted to do the rest of my life. Me and my wife always loved animals. Half of our talk revolves around animals. Half of our vacations revolve around animals. Half of our life revolves around animals. Even our enjoyment and all the fun we have is around animals. Sometimes our family thinks we're crazy. Not our immediate family, but other family members think we're crazy because of how much we love animals. Since '99, I've been breeding reptiles, and it's something that's always been a part of my life. Something I've always enjoyed, something I've always loved. Sometimes I've been into it really a lot, like it's all I think about. Sometimes I kind of back off. Lately, it's all I've been thinking about, and now that my kids are teenagers and growing up, I really focus back on it. Me and my wife spend lots of time talking about reptiles and how much we love it. Another way that's very important is don't give up just because you have a few setbacks. I have quite a few setbacks in my life. Just recently, one of my favorite snakes died. Her name was Giganta. Took her to the vet. She had some kind of sickness. They couldn't figure out what it was, and she just passed away, and it really broke my heart. I mean, she was one of my biggest snakes I've had. She had her for a long time. She was a carpet python, and she was amazing and sweet. But she died, and I didn't give up breeding snakes because of her. It just broke my heart. But the thing is, you're gonna have failures, but do not give up. Keep going no matter what. If this is what you want to do, you need to plant your feet down and just do what you want to do. Okay, so you've been thinking about this for a long time. You want to start a new business, or you want to start a new hobby, and you haven't done it yet. So there's nothing wrong with thinking. You can think about first, plan something first, but you have to act. If you don't act, it'll never happen. That's the problem. A lot of people, they sit around and think and think and think and never act. If you don't act, it'll never become tangible. So you have to actually act. So get off the couch and get going. And another thing is, you've heard this before, is positive relationships. Well, I believe yes and no, but the thing is if you are a reptile keeper, you should find other people that are reptile keepers and hang around with them. And whatever you are doing, hang around people that are successful in what they're doing. So if you like reptiles, hang around other reptile people that are doing well and talk to them and ask them what they're doing so you guys can help each other. It's definitely a big deal, is making relationships, especially if you're doing reptiles in a reptile community. Here's another one that a lot of people have a problem with. Believe in your abilities. Believe you can do this. Don't doubt. Don't be a doubting Thomas. Believe you can do it. Just go for it. I mean, I have no doubt when I first started I could do this. Sometimes I got over my head. Sometimes I was like, what am I going to do? But I would never doubted that I can do this, and I don't doubt that you can do it too. I know you can. Okay, here's some things I'm gonna talk about now. So before I talked about having love for these animals. So if you're doing this just for money, I think you should move on and do something different, because again, this is all about the love for the animals. So you should have love and respect for these animals. It's a big important thing. These animals can't fend for themselves. It's you're responsible to take care of them. That's one thing I do love about animals, and that's why I'm an advocate for animals, because myself, if I don't like something, I can leave, I can move, I can just say I'm not doing this anymore. I can decide to go today, move to Florida. That's what I want to do. I'm not saying it's hard, but I can decide what I want to do. Animals don't have that right. They're in your care, and you have to be the advocate for them. Also, have passion and drive for what you're doing. And I've talked about this before, but just have the passion. I mean, if you don't have the passion, you're not going to do it. When I first started dating my wife, we talked about 10, 12 hours on the phone when we were not together. Always on the phone, and we wanted to be with it together. That's all I thought about. When I started breeding reptiles, all I thought about was reptiles. Half of my day was just thinking about them. And I know that sounds kind of excessive to some of you, but that's just the way it is. When I want something, I'm going to do it. I guarantee, like Brian Barchett, that's all he thinks about. A lot of people that do this, like Justin Gavoke and them, that's what they think about constantly, is what they can do. And it's got to be a passion and drive. So you got to be dead set on what you're doing. And can I make money doing this? You can definitely make money breeding ball pythons. But that shouldn't be your goal. There's nothing wrong with making money, whatever you're doing. There's nothing wrong with that. And people that say that, I honestly say they're wrong, because, well, they are wrong. There's nothing wrong with wanting to make a return on your investments. But the thing is you need to love what you're doing. Anyways, guys, I know it's kind of a different video. I just want to get something different out there for you, because I had someone comment below saying that money wasn't important and all those things. In a way, they're right. Money shouldn't be the only goal of breeding ball pythons. But again, I have no issues making money breeding ball pythons because this is a very expensive hobby, because there's other hobbies out there that I can start up right now. I can go golfing. Golfing might cost me maybe, you know, $2,000 a year or $3,000 a year, which sounds like a lot of money, you know, if I'm a really big golfer. But ball pythons cost a lot more than that. Say I wanted to be, I wanted to drive ATVs. ATVs is a big thing here in Washington State. You know, I paid the initial fee for the quad, but now I can add a little stuff to it. But I've already made that initial investment, and now, I mean, but when it comes to ball pythons, you're constantly investing money, constantly putting your time and effort into this. It's a life commitment. So there's nothing wrong with wanting money back for what you're doing. But it shouldn't be your only goal. So I like making money from my ball pythons, but again, at the end of the day, I would breed these no matter what. This is what I want to do. Anyways, guys, I hope that really helps you out, you guys. I love you guys. Please check out some of these other videos right here. Also, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. I love you. Stay safe. Stay positive. I'll see you next time. Later. Love you. Bye.